Double Gameweek 26 is finally here. The deadline is today at 6 PM and this is where chip season really kicks off. Get this week right and you can fly up the ranks. Get it wrong and you're suddenly behind the curve. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel for another FPL video. This time it's the Game Week 26 preview. My name's James and with me as always is Patrick.
Hi everyone, this one feels massive. We've had weeks talking about a double, but now it's real. The deadline's here and the decisions you make really matter.
Let's get straight into it and we'll start off with the teams to target, and it's no surprise to see Arsenal at the top yet again this week. Most managers by now will already be tripled up, so the real question is whether you back it with a chip. Next is Chelsea. They scored 4 last time out against Wolves and it feels like one of those weeks where a Chelsea asset could quietly outscore some of the popular double game week players.
Third on the list is Liverpool. They've got past the tough City match now and their fixtures are looking much stronger. I expect them to pick up some form from this point onwards. And the last team to target is Crystal Palace. They picked up a win last time out and now face Burnley and Wolves in the next 2 games. The only thing to remember though is that they do play Europa League between the 2 games, so fatigue might become a factor again.
Moving on to players to target, and we'll start off in goal. David Raya's top again this week because of the impending double. Henderson's next. He kept a clean sheet last time out and does offer some save point potential as well.
The third option is Robert Sanchez. Chelsea defensive numbers are still decent and the fixtures are there. Chelsea just seem to keep finding a way to concede recently though, which obviously isn't ideal. In defence, Gabriel is number 1 and his expected ownership will be massive this game week. Between captaincy and even triple captaincy, the Brazilian is likely to be over 100% EO.
Next up is Daniel Muñoz, and he has enormous potential. He was unlucky not to get an assist last time out, but against Burnley and Wolves he has the potential to go big. He isn't a must-have, but he's exactly the type of player who can get you ahead of your rivals, but you do have to remember that he's likely to blank in 31. And last on the defender list is Chalobah. His DEFCON stats are so solid that even when Chelsea concede, he usually walks away with 4 points, which isn't bad at all.
In midfield, Declan Rice stays top. He takes over and is still creating a lot of chances for Arsenal at the moment and has plenty of other routes to points as well. Next up is Cole Palmer. We're still not completely sold on him, but he takes Enzo's spot on our shortlist because of the penalty share. He's still not guaranteed to play more than 60 or 70 minutes, but proved how explosive he can be even with limited minutes last time out.
Yeah, and the third option is Ismaïla Sarr. Palace's fixtures make this much more appealing, but he's likely still on penalties and capable of some big returns. At his price and ownership, he's a great pick. Up front, João Pedro is number 1. The minutes risk is still there, but he keeps proving that when he plays, he delivers, and that's hard to ignore even without playing the full 90 minutes.
Next is Ekitike. He looks confident and clinical at the moment. He seems to be getting closer to full match fitness. With an increase in minutes and a strong fixture on, he could be a great option. And finally, Strand Larsen. He's still settling in, but the Palace fixtures couldn't be much better. It would be a surprise if we don't see him get off the mark for his new club in the next 2 games. At his price, he could be a great cheaper differential.
On to captaincy, and given that I well and truly spaffed it last week by captaining Bowen, I think it's only right that you take us through this section today, Patrick.
Okay, well, the top captaincy pick this week is Gabriel. Whether we should captain or triple captain him is a bigger question this week, so we're going to focus on that instead. He has 2 away matches, but looking at his stats, he's expected around 8 or 9 points at the lowest, with potential for a much bigger score if things work out for him.
Yeah, it's really interesting because you take the chance now on a guaranteed 90-minute man in a guaranteed double game week, or it's whether you think there's someone with enough potential like Haaland to get a better double in game week 36, and that's definitely not a guarantee, and it's not even certain that City will still even be in the title race at that point.
I personally don't like the idea of captaining a defender. I would usually always prefer to go with an attacker, but Gabriel did have the highest points per game ratio until last week when Haaland overtook him. It's definitely tempting, but I don't think I'll be triple captaining him.
Okay, before we get into our team reveals, let's quickly look back at game week 25. I had a nightmare of a game week to be honest. My punt on Bowen for captaincy let me down massively when all the other favourite captain options did well, and my rank dropped from 74k all the way down to 141k. Couldn't have gone much worse to be honest, but at least it's a quick turnaround and a chance to climb back up again. You had a really good game week, talk us through it.
Yeah, my team scored a massive 84 points and took a big step in the right direction, with a solid green arrow, finally. I had returns all over the place with 13 points from my double Arsenal defence of Raya and Gabriel, plus a massively differential 9 points from Doof. In midfield, Mbeumo and my captain Bruno did really well. Cunha and Rice were both unlucky though, and could have scored more points. Up front, all 3 of my strikers returned, 7 points from DCL, 5 from Thiago and 11 from Haaland.
Yeah, really nice score there, Patrick. Very impressive. So let's move on to our team reveals for Game Week 26, and I'll kick things off. I've used one transfer to make a 2-week punt on Muñoz, who has enormous potential, and he goes straight into the lineup. So I've gone with Raya in goal, Gabriel in defence, alongside Muñoz and Van Heck, assuming he plays. Then I'm going with 5 in midfield, with Bruno away to West Ham and Anderson at home to Wolves, who both look good with the fixtures. Then it's Wilson, who I'm not quite as confident in, Enzo at home to Leeds, and my vice-captain Declan Rice for the double. I've gone with Bowen at home to Man United and Haaland at home to Fulham up front. I haven't activated the triple captainship yet, but I am very tempted, and there's every chance that I go ahead and activate it before the deadline. How's your team set up, Patrick?
I'm playing with the same 2 Arsenal players at the back, with Raya and Gabriel, who's got the armband at the moment. The other 2 are Guehi at home to Fulham and Van de Ven at home to Newcastle. I'm playing all 3 of my Man United midfielders again this week, and think there's a big upside here, with Bruno, Mbeumo and Cunha. My other midfielder is Declan Rice, and just because of how much I prefer to captain an attacking player, I'm still tempted to switch the armband to him before the deadline. I'm playing 3 up front again, with DCL and Thiago, who have tough matchups this week, but both have proven they can score against the best, and Haaland with the last spot in my team.
And that's it for this week. If you enjoyed the video or found it useful, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, it really helps us grow.
And you can find us on X at Weekend Fix for last minute tips and advice ahead of the 6 PM deadline today.
Yeah, and let us know in the comments if you've got a chip active this week. Thanks for watching, good luck in Game Week 26, and we'll see you next time.